Hello everyone, and welcome to KCFit. Kim Chan speaking, and I will give you a special welcome to my 50 and over YouTube channel. So let's begin today's session with a quad stretch in conjunction with a hip flexor stretch. So the quad are these muscles in the front of the thigh, and they are four big muscles. Alright, so they're basically the biggest muscles in your body. The hip flexor muscles crosses three joints, goes from the inside of the hip up through the abdomen and along both sides of your lumbar spines, all five vertebrae. And the hip flexor muscle can lift your knee up and can bend you forward and can bend you sideways. The quad muscle would generally extend your knee. It's a double joint muscle, so it can extend and bring your knee up. So you can see how it kind of works with the hip flexor muscle. So a basic stepping up, reaching would be a combination of a quad and hip flexor. So let's figure out how to actually stretch these guys out. Keep in mind that the bottom of your feet and your hands, you have a lot of nerve ending. So the more often you can stimulate the hands and the bottom of your feet in a stretch, the more effective the stretch will become. So I'm going to take my shoes off and use my bare feet for this stretch. Place the bottom of my foot against the wall to stretch the foot. Make sure you have good cushioning for your knee joint, and you want to try to get your knee at the point where it's not on the kneecap, but you're on the lower part of the quad muscle, so you're just above the kneecap. Get yourself a chair or something to support your hands so you can stabilize you. Start with the ankle ahead of your knee joint. Square the pelvis, square the shoulders, and focus on pushing your crown of your head to the sky. Regardless of if you are leaning forward or upright, you want to think of that length through the torso. To start with, find a position where you feel a nice gentle stretch. So for me at this point, my hip is approximately 45 degrees away from my heel, and I can get a gentle stretch in my quad. From here, we're going to do a contraction of the quad muscle by pushing the foot into the wall. So one breath, two breaths. On the third exhale, I'm going to relax the foot and push the hip forward, allowing the front knee to move forward. And that's giving me a nice quad stretch. Do that for about 3 times. Once you get to the full extension, the hip is going to start to open up further, and I can start getting into the hip flexor muscles. To get into the hip flexor muscles, I want to activate the glute muscles to push the hip forward now. So activate the glute muscle. Exhale, exhale. On the third exhale, relax and push the hip forward. So that's the major, they call the psoas major, the hip flexor major, that's the major muscle. The minor muscle will bend my spine sideways. So left arm would go up, palm turns in, bend towards the right, return to the center, and I should be able to move forward a bit. Bend to the right, move forward a bit. Move forward. And that's the basic quad and hip flexor stretch. You can do that once. If one side feels tighter than the other, then you can do that side twice. You notice I did 2 different types of stretching. The first one is contract, relax. contract, relax. The second one was contract, relax, but a lot faster. So that's a 2-second bend, 2 seconds release, forward. And you can use these techniques and intermingle them and try and see what works best for you, because each person is different. All right, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button, and I'd appreciate that. Enjoy.